Well, now it's working.
Is the sound working?
Well, no one's here, so we don't know if anything's fully operational or not.
Let's just chill out. Let's get to the real meat right now.
All right, let's
say a bunch of stuff that nobody's going to hear.
Yeah, let's get all of the nitty gritty,
the real needy,
done and out of the way. Now.
Yep, our big cash giveaway.
Here are some people. So there are everyone's look like. Hey everybody, thanks for coming back by. I have no idea what happened. Thanks for coming back. That's very, very cool. Okay, all right. Now we can get down.
Now we're cooking.
Now we're cooking with butane.
Thank goodness.
Okay. So, hey Chris, how are you?
I'm good.
I'm going to be drinking a Loco Cola. This is a small batch. Small batch outfit, local.
Yeah. What's on there?
Well, it just says Loco Cola.
It's awfully clear. You've also got a little part of your can, I think.
Well, in small batch canning, sometimes things happen. Okay, our friend, there's dust on it. Our friend Dastardly Dave, one of the Dangerous Brothers, gave these to us last time he was out here. No, not the last time. The first time he was out here, and these are for novelty purposes only.
Yeah, they're not to fool law enforcement.
That's the last thing you want to attempt to do is fool law enforcement by driving around with a Loco Cola. Yeah. So,
give me that, you pumpkin pie haircutted freak.
Yeah. Who's that?
It was Harlan Williams in Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tipping the back a little bit of grandma's old cough medicine? Oh, no, sir, no.
So it has been a crazy week, but we've got lots of good stuff happening.
Yes.
Mrs. Toast will not be joining us today. She is at the house. She's got some other stuff she's doing. She might not even be watching. She's busy doing stuff. But we are getting ready for a bunch of classes. We've got a bunch of challengers that are in the works right now. We've got a bunch of guitars that if you've ordered a guitar from us, we're working on your guitar. There's just so much stuff happening, and it's all good stuff, right? Yep. But I got to tell you, I woke up this morning and I was just like beat up, man.
Yeah, you worked pretty hard yesterday,
and
the day before,
and I think that it was a good day to work hard, and it was a good day to eat tacos, and so that's what we did today. So anyhow, how are you doing? You've been working really hard too. It's been crazy.
Yep. Yeah, I got my hands on all sorts of little projects here and there. And
your lovely sister Beth is coming this weekend.
She is coming
this
weekend.
Nice.
Yeah. She'll be here Friday.
I like Beth. She's really cool.
Friday. Yep. All the way from Nebraska.
All the way from Nebraska.
Yeah. So yeah.
And I saw in the previous thing that Joy is here from Illinois.
Oh, cool.
Illinois' Joyce is here, and she's always dazzling. So
Joy.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I think Jim sent me a message, and he's like, "Hey, you should come over to the Upright." Which, as you know, coming over to the Upright is, that's a thing. That's a
whole commitment.
Yeah, it is, especially because
that's a whole evening. That's a whole night.
Especially because we got a new thing for the Upright. We're going to show you that here in a moment. But first, we've got some viewer mail.
Viewer mail. It's time for viewer mail.
Guys, if you want to get in on viewer mail, normally,
I just wrote that.
You just write it every time. Normally, if you guys want to get in on viewer mail, go back later on, and there's a link in the description below, or not a link, but the address. I don't know what it is anyway. But and then we had this dicked up thing with the live stream, but we're back now, so you guys know how to find that. So. This is from our sticker buddy, Brad, today he sent us stickers that just says on.
Yep.
On. Yeah. Oh, no. That's what so thank you, Brad. I don't know what. No. On.
Noon. I think that's what no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You wanna
Okay.
Go slow when you do it in the no.
All right. So we got another piece of we got another thing in the mail today, and that is the Viper Tech. Now this isn't big.
No, did you think it was going to be big?
I don't know what I thought it was going to be.
Carrying around something like this?
So guys, I have a lot of really fun friends. And one of my fun friends lives in Thailand, and he is an absolute lunatic. And he was telling me about him and his crazy friends. They get together and they do this thing. So I have another fun friend whose name is Jim Jam Jimmy. And he is also as much of a lunatic as I am. Would you not agree?
Mm-hmm.
And when I told him about this, he's like, okay. So I ordered this today. This is for the Bangkok taser shot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're not in Bangkok, and it's not really a taser, but this is this is a little teeny tiny stun gun. And if you're fortunate enough to live in the Denver metro area, or you're coming to visit for a class, you could get a Bangkok taser shot at Jim's bar, the Upright Lounge. So this will have a now it looks like you plug it in, and then you when you're ready to get a zap, you can zap. Mm-hmm. So this will live at the Upright Lounge with a bottle of, I wanted it to be Jeremiah weed.
I'm gonna make stickers for it.
Oh, cool. Yeah. But I wanted it to be Jeremiah weed, but we can't find any Jeremiah weed. And so if anyone out there knows where I can get a bottle of Jeremiah weed,
bourbon flavored liqueur.
It can't be the sweet tea. It can't be the sarsaparilla, the sour sarsaparilla. It can't be any of that stuff. It's got to be the bourbon flavored liqueur, because that's what I tried the first time. And it is pure gas. But until then, Jim's got some stuff, I'm sure, and maybe we'll just do shots.
We're looking to you, the viewer.
To you. For
please.
the crappiest grain alcohol that we can get.
You called a couple places today, and you're like, hey, do you have Jeremiah weed bourbon flavored liqueur? It's the worst thing ever, but do you have it?
Yep.
Like you were apologizing for asking if they had it.
Yeah. And we called all the big places, and we stopped by a couple little spots, and we just can't find it. But so the idea is that you do a shot of this, of whatever this rot gut that we're going to get. Mm-hmm. And then Jim's very lovely wife is going to hit you with the stun gun. Mm-hmm. And that's the Bangkok taser shot. Doesn't that sound like a good time?
Sounds super fun.
You and I actually tested it out today.
I hit myself with it.
and I got myself a little bit. Yep.
I was surprised at the kind of juice that it had. I thought it was going to be, not all that big of a deal. But
I just remembered.
I was like, oh, okay.
Jim sent me a message that said that Joy's sons will be in town. Uh-huh. So, and they're, Joy's not an old lady,
age,
but they're old enough to drink, but they're not old kids. So if they come over to the Upright, there'll be lots of testosterone. So lots of zapping people and getting hit with the thing. So
so we got it, and I gave myself a shot like right off.
You're like, well, no time like the present, Frank. I'm like, Jesus, we should have been filming that. So then I felt like a tool for not. Yeah. So anyway, if you follow us on social media, you can see Matt shocking himself with the Viper Tech stun gun. Anyway,
frankly, I'm surprised. It was what, $10 on Amazon?
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
We're gonna have a lot of fun with the Bangkok taser shot.
That you can buy something that does that for $10.
Now, look, people have told me that they don't drink, and I don't want it to sound like we're making alcohol seem cool, because we're not. If you want to just shock yourself with that and drink a Pepsi or something, that's fine too. Yeah, go nuts.
Just give me a little wake up.
Yeah,
I felt better afterwards.
Yeah, just a little
more
zing.
energized. Yeah,
put a little pep in your step.
Yeah.
Yeah, it put a little glaze on your Christmas ham. Anyway, so guys, today is the live Q&A, and we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Leave me some questions in the comment section here, and I'll try to read them. If you do me a favor, though, put a bunch of question marks if you have any gear-related questions. But people send me stuff all the time, like emails. That's what they send me. And sometimes I answer them, and sometimes I'm like, you know what? I do what I can for people who solicit information from me, just thinking that I have nothing but free time to do that. Now, if you're a Patreon member or if you've been to a class, I'll sit and email with you as much as I possibly can, and I will do that. I will return your emails. It won't be necessarily in a timely manner, but I will return your emails. If you have been in a class or you are a Patreon member, send me an email that says I'm in a class or I'm a Patreon member. But don't just send me a bunch of stuff and go, hey, I'm setting up a shop and I need all this, information. But that's what I do for students and for people who help us out, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah. Anyway, if you don't want to do that, or if you feel slighted that I won't return an email from someone who's not a student, or a Patreon member, well, once a week we have this thing and we try to answer as many questions as
what this is for, right? Is to answer a bunch of questions.
That's just it.
Yeah, and we have a lot of videos, and sometimes if you search Texas toast and then the subject,
sometimes
it might pop up.
Did you watch the video? I mean, you were here when I made the video, so you probably didn't watch it, but did you watch the video about, because in today's video, I did the thing where I smoothed out the body blank, not using a jointer. I said planer.
Did you use the safety plane?
No, I did not use the safety plane or a router slant. That would have worked too, though. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I did not watch it.
So Michael McCoy wants to know, when is the next Challenger video coming out? That's a great question, Michael, because there are 6 Challengers on the table over there in various stages of being ready. And there are 5 Challengers on the wall that have been sprayed with sealer. So I think in the very, very near future, we're going to see Challenger videos. Why, you may ask? So many Challengers. And that is another great question. Unless you weren't asking that, then you should have.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Why so many Challengers?
Well, Chris, as you know, we are trying to put a lot of emphasis here in the shop on our model, specifically the Challenger. We have a few other models too, but that's where we're focusing all of our energy right now. Mm-hmm. You'll see some changes in the website coming up in the future where it's, very... if you want to take a class, you click here. If you want to buy a guitar, you click here. And that'll be, and the want to buy I want to buy a guitar. That's mostly going to be Challenger stuff. We'll still offer the other things, but we're going to stop making Mosrites and Explorers and I'm looking at the wall here.
Explorers.
There's a lot of Explorers. And we're going to stop making those just to make them. If we're going to make guitars just to make them, we're going to make our guitars because they're very cool. We actually just got an order today from Mark, who just ordered a Challenger with a tobacco burst. Mm-hmm. Very, very cool. So, yeah, lots of Challengers coming up. Gregory Guitar says, what's the beef with that Strat you made last week? I could feel the tension between you guys. I have no idea that we made a Strat last week. Liam wants to know, have you ever sprayed transparent red on Poplar? Does it look really different finished than transparent red on mahogany?
Yes.
Although candy colors on Poplar look surprisingly good.
It can, yeah. Depends on the Poplar.
Yeah.
Poplar has
if you get the less green, right?
Yeah, if it's white. Yeah. I've actually made several like sunburst, cherry burst guitars using Poplar as the base wood.
One of the nicest Mosrite style guitars we ever made was Poplar.
Yeah, and it had a little bit of green streaks, but it looked really nice. And I made a really cool double neck that was the same thing, and it looked really neat too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Neil wants to know, is is it a Challenger you're building for Phil? I haven't watched the video today. Yes, as a matter of fact, it is a Challenger we're building for Phil. But unlike the previous Challenger that we have built for Phil, unlike the previous Challengers that we have built for Phil, we wanted to make one that's our standard model. That is mahogany back, maple top, mahogany neck, black poison wood fretboard, pure juice humbuckers, Hipshot, our special Hipshot bridge, Hipshot tuners. Is there anything else that's maple binding? Yeah.
Just the standard.
Yeah.
Current.
If there's a Challenger standard model, that's what we want to send to Phil.
Yeah.
And yes, it's going to have his name on the front. And yes, it's going to say Philip McKnight. So, yeah.
It might say Big Daddy Philip McKnight this time.
It may,
I don't know. It's
Tony Ketterman wants to know, have you ever made a 12-string Challenger? Well, yes. However, it's been attached to a 6-string Challenger too.
And in fact, we have one going now.
Yes, that's right. We made a bunch of double neck Challengers and will continue to do so. And sometimes they're 2 6-strings. Sometimes they're 12 strings. Sometimes they're, have we done anything else that, well, I guess the Great Guitar Build-Off guitar was a Challenger that had, we didn't have a 12-string, but it had a piccolo scale and an octave scale and a regular neck and a different neck, and it had all
regular
kinds of
neck with a bass expander.
Yeah. So, but have we ever made a 12-string Challenger just by itself? No. But I absolutely would be willing to do that.
We could do that fairly easily.
Yeah. Hey, we got a super chat here from Corey, who says, Corey, by the way, who's getting a very awesome black Limba Challenger. If somebody states they are placing relief in the neck, does that mean straightening the neck or placing more of a bow into it? The term relief is not intuitive to me. Corey, that is a great question. And I think a lot of people go, what in the hell does that mean? Necks should be straight. You should be able to put a laser on the neck and it should be straight. When you add relief to the neck, that puts a bow, a smiley in the neck. Okay. Some people think I have to have a certain amount of relief. It can't be dead flat. Those people are wrong, but I get it. That's how they like it.
What would you call the up bow? The opposite of relief. If a flat neck is flat and a relief neck is a smiley face, what is a frowny face called?
A sad neck. I'm not sure where you're leading me.
I'm not leading you. What's it called?
Incorrectly set up
bow?
guitar.
Yeah. Back bow.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd call it back bow.
So so that's a great question. But Corey, your necks don't need to have any relief in them. Some people like a little bit of relief in their neck because they're used to it, but they do not need to have any relief in them. So whether it's up relief or down relief or any necks need to
don't want any up relief.
No, necks need to be flat and straight and perfect, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
People will argue with me, and they do argue with me about that. Oh no, strings have to, but that's okay. Yeah, that's all right. They can have it however they want. Yeah.
And it doesn't. Yeah.
Okay. Grudgemeyer wants to know, does removing the thick glossy finish from an acoustic improve tone? Can I take this one? I think you will find an increase in tone of up to 7 to 9% by doing that.
With a factor, a plus or minus.
Yep.
Of
2 or
3%.
2 or 3% of tone.
I think it kind of depends on what the top is made out of as well. If it's a plywood top and it's got a polyester or a urethane finish.
Thank you for saying that.
It probably won't really change it very much.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a solid wood top, it's probably got a fairly thin finish anyway, and it may change it some.
People will disagree with us on this, but smarter people than myself have come to the conclusion that the kind of plastic you put on your guitar doesn't matter. as long as it's thin. Now, I want to say that again because I think what you heard me say was the kind of finish you put on the guitar. And what I said was the kind of plastic you put on your guitar. What are some common kinds of plastics that people put on guitars, Chris?
Nitrocellulose or a cellulose finish, an acrylic finish, a urethane finish, a polyester finish, vinyl.
You could.
Yeah, that's all.
It is possible that, if I used to think that, everybody wants the guitar to have the least finish on it as they can possibly get. So I'm going to only make guitars with oil finishes. And people hated them. And I'm not saying like just on the neck. I mean, the whole guitar was just oiled. So there's a little bit of hypocrisy with a lot of guitar players. I want it shiny and I want it with nitro and I want yada, 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 but I want it to be thin. And I'm like, well, if you want your guitar to sound a certain way, don't put any finish on it at all. If you want it to sound like the wood, don't encumber it with any finish of any kind.
Yeah. This is all acoustic guitar talk, right?
Well, that's just it. Yeah, you people that like tap on stuff. It's not electric guitars aren't the same as acoustic guitars, and you can hear it. The feverish typing of people saying, "I did it," and I like, cool, man.
Yeah, I think, let's talk electric guitar. I think the vibration of a guitar when you're playing it is a palpable thing. You can feel it, and some of this stuff will definitely affect that aspect of it. But I don't know that it will affect the actual sonic quality through an amp. I don't believe that. But and I get that man, it feels really good. It vibrates against my body, and when I play it, I really like that, and I understand that aspect. And
any thin finish, regardless of what plastic it is.
Well, and really, I think it comes down to bridge, and in that case, really that seems to be one of the big ones. Is how anchored is the bridge to the guitar?
I think that, and I have no proof of this, but I still believe that a snug neck joint is critical to the strings vibrating against your body, and you can feel the strings resonating through the wood and tickling your belly. Yeah,
well, I think it probably vibrates at the nut, and it vibrates down the neck, and then it doesn't really vibrate at the bridge, but because it's anchored unless and
I'm also a fan of like the thinner the headstock, the better.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but there's something about that.
And Eric Johnson.
Yeah, maybe. Does he like
he likes them thin?
Yeah, I think like right at a half inch is like when it's starting to get good.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, but
I have no way to prove that.
Yeah.
What I mean?
And I wouldn't go strip and finish off an acoustic guitar top thinking that you're doing the guitar any real favors.
No, you could very easily damage the guitar more than you could benefit the guitar.
Yeah. So, and most modern guitars, I don't think they have all that, acoustics, halfway decent ones, I don't think they have a ton of finish on them. No, I think the makers are pretty aware of a lot of this stuff. It's not like,
the cool thing about an acoustic is it's a big flat thing. It's easy to sand, so your workforce can really grind that stuff down and get it thin and flat. And that's what you're looking for.
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever run into an acoustic guitar that's had, like that gloppy kind of Chinese, finish on it. But
I'm sure they're out there.
Don't look at a lot of acoustic guitars. So
will you find out? Will you see an increase in tone? Or make it. I don't even know what that means. Maybe.
Maybe it might resonate.
But
more.
I wouldn't.
When I was in college, I had a really crappy Epiphone.
Yep.
And I stripped the paint and I shot it in black. It was probably acrylic lacquer, and I put a lot on it, and it seemed like it changed that guitar. But I think what it was I put really dark strings on it, because then I stripped all that black shit off and it sounded the same. So
there's really no way to tell if a guitar sounds different once you pull it all apart, do a bunch of stuff to it, and put it back together.
Yeah, your brain can play tricks on you in that. Yeah, because I also did the same thing to another guitar and was positive I changed the sound of it. And now I'm like, there's no way that guitar changed sound.
Let's see. Cecil wants to know, can you replace the crappy licensed Bigsby B50 with a real B5 without having to drill any new holes? Same footprint? You have stumped me.
I believe they are the same footprint.
I don't know.
There are some people that like the crappy licensed Bigsby's better than the real deal.
The B70, is that the one?
The B7, yeah. The B7 is the real deal. The B70 is
those are nice. Yeah. I don't know about the B5.
Yeah.
And the B50.
Now, if we're talking about really, really, basic, crappy, cheap ones, I don't know. But if it says Bigsby on it, it probably works pretty well. The deal is, apparently they still cast the American-made stuff the same way they've always cast them, and sometimes they can hang up a little bit.
Okay.
The other ones are made in Korea and they're machined, so presumably with today's modern technology, the machining is a little more accurate, and they can work better. So the thing that makes a Bigsby work well or not work well is the arm not getting hung up and not sticking.
But I don't know if it's a X-Acto retrofit. It's probably really close. Yeah, you might have to plug some holes and drill some new ones. That's not.
Yeah, I'm almost positive they are a direct swap.
It would seem like. Okay, I'm going to say I'm almost positive they are not a direct swap.
Okay,
but I don't know. Okay. We'd have to consult the Bigsby Oracle.
Don't we have a B70 floating around?
But he wants to know B5, and that's
B5. Yeah. So. Yeah, I still think they are.
You've stumped us. Congratulations. You win a no sticker.
Go buy a B5 and see if it direct fits.
I would imagine
and if it doesn't, send it back.
Well, yeah. I'm sure you could probably just look on
it. Yeah.
Cecil, I'm sorry.
Go to the Gretsch pages. Those guys will tell you.
Yeah, those guys do.
Right. Yep, they know for sure.
Rod H wants to know, can the Patreon saving plan be applied to classes? No, Rod, it cannot. Ryan Ellis wants to know, what do you think about Birch or flame birch for a neck or top? Seems quite like maple in hardness. I think birch is a really neat wood, Ryan, but I don't know that it has any I don't know what the payback for using it is. As a guitar maker, I am kind of limited to what woods I can use, not because I want to limit myself to them, but because buyers only want what they want. The people who buy my guitars are, in fact, guitar players. Guitar players are very traditional, and they like maple, mahogany, rosewood, ebony, alder, ash, and there's probably one or two other little things in there I'm forgetting.
Carina.
Yeah, they'll say Carina, and of course they mean white limbo. Any of those woods are okay. As soon as you start to get out of those handful of lumbers, you're in sort of uncharted territory. So like, I made some guitars with cherry once that were really neat guitars, not very popular. But cherry's a really cool wood. Is it awesome? Yeah. Does it sound great? Probably. Will Joe, guitar player, want to buy it? I don't know. I'm going to say my experience says no. Your experience might be very different. But you look around and like stuff like walnut and koa are every so often found on some things. But for the most part, it's the handful of woods that are like, the really cool stuff. That's what people want. That's what they know. And like it or not, that's what. Now, if you're building a guitar for yourself, yeah, go crazy. Birch is an awesome lumber.
Myrtle wood.
Myrtle.
That's a good wood. Why do you think the woods that are common are so popular? Why do you think the original people that built guitars using those woods used those woods?
Well, I can tell you every time I need to shape a neck, I wish it were mahogany. And I say this, Ryan, if you're listening and you want a new t-shirt idea, oh, Maple, why can't you be more like mahogany? So, yeah. And we're still talking about guitar necks, by the way. Yeah, but yeah, some things are just easy to come by and
cheap and plentiful.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Or easy to machine.
Yeah, and easy to machine too. Yeah. And fairly lightweight. There's some really neat woods that are really, really heavy.
Really
that you
heavy.
wouldn't want to use to make anything, and they splintery and yucky.
Yep.
But they sure look neat.
But they sure look cool.
Mm-hmm.
Richard says you should do a Challenger bass and 6-string double neck. Somebody asked me if we would do one of those, and I'm like, well, he didn't ask for a Challenger double neck. He just asked for a double neck. One guy was like, I want a double neck that's headless and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, we're not going to do that, because if there's no headstock on the guitar, there's no place for my logo, which means nobody goes, ooh, cool Texas Toast guitar. They go, ooh, neat thing that somebody has, and I don't know who made it, and I don't care. But if someone wanted to order a double neck guitar and bass that's a Challenger, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Neil says, ooh, controversial. Oh crap. I'm getting my okay. Hold on. I'm catching up with everybody here. There's a lot of like
some magic.
Yeah, do look down. Here's a question from Ken. Wants to know, how do you guys feel about zero frets? You know what? We should do a video about zero frets one day.
We should. Maybe we should update the one that we've already done that was wildly popular. That's so old, it's almost embarrassing to watch.
I think the video is called The Shocking Truth About Zero Frets.
It is.
It's not particularly shocking.
It really isn't.
But every time we do a zero fret video, we are inundated with people attempting to correct us. And they say things like, the zero fret needs to be 20 thousandths higher than all the other frets.
If it's 20 thousandths higher, you have really, really, really bad action, because it's probably the action at the first fret's going to be more like 40 or 50 thousandths, because as the string goes over that fret, it bends and it raises the very front edge of it up a tick.
You hear that? People are like, no, it doesn't. It has to be.
It does. If you're cutting a nut, the bottom of the nut slot is actually going to be lower than the first fret.
Oh, okay.
Because of that curve.
So,
but that's okay. If you guys want to
what do we
fuck around with that stuff, you can.
So what do we think of zero frets?
I like them. I think they're neat.
I don't like them. I think they're not cool. I really don't have a dog in this hunt.
Matt, you ignorant slut.
Yeah.
So now I like them. I think they're cool. I don't want to use them unless I can get somebody to make me a bunch of string guides. Yeah. Otherwise, cutting a nut is in a lot of ways as easy or easier than making a string guide by hand every time you do a guitar. I think that zero frets are really cool. There is mechanically, zero frets are really awesome. Aesthetically, I think people tend to associate zero frets with cheap guitars from the 60s. Yeah. Now, is that accurate? No. I mean, the Chet Atkins Country Gentleman had a zero fret. Yeah. And that was not a cheap guitar. Yeah. Lots and lots and lots of really awesome guitars have had zero frets. Yeah. I think replacing a nut is easier than replacing a zero fret, and zero frets do wear, and they can wear pretty fast depending on what kind of player you are. If you're a bender, zero fret's probably a bad idea. Because you'll wear little flat spots and grooves in the zero fret, and then it'll go ping, ping, ping every time you bend a note.
Let's head this next question off at the pass. What if you used stainless steel for a 0 fret?
Sure.
Yeah, cool. Do it. That's
yeah. I haven't done that.
Long
yeah.
I generally don't like to use stainless steel fret wire.
Yeah.
But guitar players think they love it, and some of them actually do.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
But yeah, so Campbell, we do have a video called "The Shocking Truth About 0 Frets," and
and it has my good-looking Moserite in it.
That's
and
right.
It has a Yamaha in it too.
Yep. All right, looking for new questions here. Doug Cook, any chance? Doug Cook is a cool guy.
He is.
I like that.
Yep. And he's got a pin router.
Bangkok. I almost said Bangkok taser shot because that's the next question. So Doug, if I call you out and go and say how cool you are, that's because I know you and I've met you.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't call you out and say how cool you are, it doesn't mean I don't think that. It just means I don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably way cooler than Doug. No, Doug, I'm sorry. Doug is an awesome guy though. So anyway, Doug asks, any chance you know what adhesive Hofner would have used in the 60s? I'm getting ready to reset a Club 50 neck that has come free. Should I just clean it off and clean it off good and use tight bond? Doug, I'm pretty sure that Hofner didn't use tight bond in the 60s, but I don't know what they did use.
I know what they didn't use.
What's
no, it's a Hofner. It's not English. Maybe it is English. Is it English?
I don't know.
I was gonna just make a double-sided sticky tape joke. Yeah.
Go ahead, do it because that is
funny.
Funny.
I know what they didn't use.
What's that?
Double-sided sticky tape.
Yeah.
You can't get that in England.
Nope, you can't. That's impossible to get.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna have to figure out how much of this you want to keep original and how much you want to, you could always use hide glue. And hide glue is a neat adhesive. And if you think anyone's going to want it to come apart ever in the future, hide glue is the way to go. That's why violins are made with hide glue, because they're designed to be deconstructed and put back together using the same glue, or using not the exact same glue that they used, but the same type of glue. I don't know. Doug, if you do it right, hopefully we'll all be dead by the time something's wrong with that neck, so it won't matter. But you could get into some trouble with the vintage crowd if you put the wrong adhesive on there. I would say, just to be on the safe side, if it was me, I'd use hide glue. This, by the way, is one of the reasons that I don't do guitar repair. So, and I have a lot of respect for anyone who does, because it's a whole different kettle of fish. Mm-hmm. And Doug, we hope that we can see you again soon. You're a cool guy. Speaking of hope we can see you again soon, Jimmy says, Bangkok taser shot, we're ready. Yeah, that was what you do when you type all caps. So it's a Thursday night. I'm not sure if I'm ready for, I probably
I got to get ready for my sister to come over to my house.
Well, maybe I'll do a Bangkok taser shot tonight.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, all by yourself. That'll be fun.
Woo! Well, no, it's not going to be at my house. It's going to be at the upper. I'll have to see what Mrs. Toast wants to do.
You'll go. Okay.
Okay. All right. Hold on, Mike. Okay. Mike Soba says, what do you think of Alder for guitar bodies? Yep. I think Alder makes a fine guitar body.
It does.
Let's get super controversial, Chris.
Okay.
If you had your druthers, would you rather use Alder from Paxton Lumber or Poplar from Paxton Lumber?
Well, what is the finish?
Well,
what is if I'm going for something traditional and sunburst, I'll use Alder.
Okay.
If I'm going for a solid color,
that's fair. Yeah.
I will probably use Poplar. Alder, at least the stuff we get, has a tendency to check on the end grain.
Yeah, the stuff that we can source locally is very prone to checking.
Even the stuff that we've gotten from other places, that's happened a little bit, and I've even seen that on big brand names.
We've seen that on Fender guitars at the NAMM show.
Yeah. And they've it was like an iced tea burst, and I can see all these
little fine checks in the
end grain. Yeah. And it's not a big deal, but it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. And Alder isn't the cheapest wood that we can buy.
No,
it's almost double what the cost of poplar is.
And if you're gonna paint it a solid color, then
yeah. So, but it looks and you know, it's you got to get clear wood too. You don't want a bunch of knots and ugly stuff.
It's easy for us to find here locally knotty alder. What do they call it when it's not like, they don't call it clear, they call it like premium or something.
Yeah, and if you're doing something with knotty alder, you want to emphasize that. That's cool.
But, that'd be a neat guitar.
But most people aren't really looking for that kind of rustic look. So in a Stratocaster body.
Well, he didn't say what kind of body, but yeah.
But Alder's cool.
All right, I think we're at the end of the question.
Do you know why? Do you know why Fender switched from ash to alder?
I think you told me this one time, but I don't recollect.
It has to be just because of grain fill, right?
Oh, I thought you were going to be. I thought this was going to be Chris's shocking revelation.
No, yeah. Well, they claim because it was they wanted a little bit brighter sound.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Sure.
Why not? Have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. Telecaster is made out of ash is about the brightest guitar you could ever possibly play.
I still think that swamp ash is one of my favorite woods to make Fender style guitars with. Northern hard ash is my least favorite wood to make Fender style guitars with.
I made remember our well, how long would it take you to make a Telecaster? I don't know. How long and
how long is a piece of string?
Yeah, well, no. So we sort of figured it out, and then I did it, but I did a Strat.
That's right.
I had no real use for a Tele, and gave myself some leeway and went down and sourced some local ash. And that guitar body weighed 6.5 pounds.
100. This the body. Right?
Yeah, just the body. That's
really a heavy guitar.
It was an almost 10-pound Strat when I was done.
Loring Court, who is a very cool guy. I know him, so I can say
Is he trying to give you shit?
No, he's not.
He's really good at that.
He sometimes he got my number a couple times. I'm like, what in the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
Anyway, Loring wants to know what type of body shapes are available for the fabric top class. The very first one that we're going to do is going to be Telecaster and Stratocaster. And I know that I haven't said, I know that I've said I was going to get the class posted. I know I haven't done it. Maybe tomorrow when I'm supposed to be working, I'll do that.
Good idea.
Because we kind of got to get that class out there. What we're going to offer is we're going to offer that class using Steve from Maximum Guitars templates. And we will offer that. You'll be able to choose a standard Telecaster with the single coil pickups and the bridge and all that stuff, and the face and the pick guard, not the face, the control cavity cover on the top. And the Strat will be the same thing, 3 single coils, regular bridge, whatever. If you want something different, you'll need to source that from Steve and have him send it over here or send it to you, and you'll need to bring that. All of the body pins will line up. So if you want to do, I want to do 2 humbuckers in my Tele, boom, Steve's got it. It's ready to go. I want to do 6 Telecaster neck pickups in my Strat. Well, I don't know why you'd want to, but I'm sure Steve could make that for you. And so we will provide you with the stuff to do the standard traditional layout. If you want anything above and beyond that, you need to get the template from Steve. But those are the 2 bodies that are going to be available for the first class, which I'm looking forward to.
Yep.
Oh, crap. Tsunami Tommy, curious about the fret saw blade viewer sent in. Going to up a radial saw soon. You know what? I am too. We have not used it. Not because we don't want to, but because I forget that that's the thing I need to do.
Well, we don't want to pull apart our current jig or our current setup.
It would be easier to find another radial arm saw to put it on than it would.
That would be a good video. We should start looking for and make a video of
that. Would be a good video.
How to convert your hopefully free radial arm saw
or under $100
under $100 bucks. Yeah, if you're paying over $100 for a radial arm saw, you're not doing it right.
You know, the problem with
I've had 3 free ones.
the problem with
I wasn't
doing
even
this,
looking.
Chris, is remember when I'm like, hey, everybody, check out my pin router. I love my pin router. My pin router is cool. You should get a pin router. When I did that, pin routers here in Colorado they weren't everywhere, but you could find them on Craigslist.
They were a dime a dozen.
They were
Every
under
street corner.
$1,000.
Yeah.
If I could find another pin router for under $1,000 right now, I don't care where it is in the continental United States. If you can arrange shipping, I will buy your pin router if it's under $1,000.
A Jet or a
quality
pin router.
Yeah, it's got to. It can't
Really,
be like a drill press with it.
Really, I just wanted another Jet.
I would love to have another Jet.
Yeah.
I will buy your pin router. I should put one of the. Remember, like, hey everybody, I want to buy your. Give us the VIN or whatever. Yeah, I buy junk pin routers. You can't find a pin router now that's under $1,000 here in the Western United States.
Yeah.
I mean, they were out there, and now they're not. So I have a fear of mine is that if I start making, hey everybody, start combing Craigslist for cheapo for radio alarm saws, they're going to be gone.
Yeah. I don't know, man. And maybe those days are over. I don't know. Maybe all those
I bet you you're right, though. I bet you that
are gone.
in the storied history of tools, more radio alarm saws were probably sold to guys who are dead now than pin routers.
Yeah, well, and it's not like it's an industrial tool that you're looking for. It's a tool that was sold usually by Sears. Yeah, most of them are craftsmen that I've gotten offered up.
All the ones, me too.
Basically the same tool over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that would be and what happens, and it's unfortunate, but this is where we're all headed, you guys. The old man dies, and grandma's like, well, just get that thing out of the garage. I'm tired of looking at it. I've looked at it for the last 50 years. I'm tired of looking at that junk. Get it out of here.
Yep. So, you had a yard radio alarm saw for a little while.
We had a yard radio alarm saw. Yeah.
Unfortunately, you had to kickstart the motor with your hand, and that was
that's
a little dicey. Yeah.
Let's see. Michael says, I found you one in MN.
Minnesota.
Is that Minnesota or Montana? Okay.
Minnesota.
For $1,200. Well, that's not under $1,000. For those of you with hearing comprehension.
Go offer them $1,000. See what happens.
Go offer them
$1,000.
Come on. Is it a Jet? Yeah, let's talk. Here we go. I found you the Grizzly pin router for $1,200 okay, yeah. Again.
What's the new Grizzly cost?
New Grizzly's
like
30,
16?
35. Oh no, it's over
really
3. It's over 3
for the one we have.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And the Grizzly's a great machine.
Yeah, really, the Grizzly is a fine machine, and if we'd gotten it first, it would be the beloved. But the Jet is just since it's the first one that we got, and it changed everything that we did.
It radically changed everything.
It's the one true and holy.
So I am winding down. I am covered with dust. But I want to thank all of the people who make these live streams possible. First and foremost, I'm switching it up a little bit. Guys, if you are a Patreon member, you are the ones who make these live streams possible. And thank you for doing that. If you guys want to sign up for Patreon, even $1 a month helps us bring you stuff like this. And it's a very cool way for you to support Chris and myself for what we do. I would also like to thank Ike from Flipside Music, the great American guitar store. If you're in the Denver area, please check out Flipside Music and tell them the guys from Texas Toast sent you, and they will give you a big kiss or maybe a Bangkok taser shot. Who knows? It won't be the Bangkok taser shot because that is available only at the Upright Lounge. Maybe we should include the Upright Lounge in our list of sponsors. Yeah,
he is a sponsor.
He is a sponsor.
Yeah,
that's right.
I don't know what the Upright is, but
let's thank Jimmy at the Upright Lounge for all of the good stuff that he helps us out with. He really is a sponsor. Yeah. He is. I'd also like to thank Maximum Guitars, Steve over to Maximum Guitars. He is a very cool guy, and I've been using the hell out of Steve's templates this week and last week, and I love all of them. If you are looking for templates, I'm not trying to do like the used car thing. Really check out what Steve's got, and he's got it. his stuff is next level, and it's more than just the outline, and then you have to figure out how to put the guitar in it. He sells templates that help you actually make the guitar. I'd like to thank John and Cheryl at Bitterroot Guitars. We get a lot of things from them. You know how many truss rods we have from Bitterroot Guitars? Hardly any. I bought like a couple, 3 dozen of them, and they're all almost gone. I need to reorder.
Yeah, we're ordering in 50s.
Yeah, we're ordering in 50s now.
Yeah, this big, giant, heavy USPS box shows up. It's like,
well, so we're down to like, we're down. And so we've got all those necks for the Rockabilly boat class, and they all needed a truss rod. So there they go.
Yeah, you did like 12 this week.
And a bunch of other necks too. I'd also like to thank Dan and Calvin at Tonewood Experts. You guys might remember the old name. It's the new name, same great guys, and same great guitar wood, even though it's now Tonewood.
It is, and it's also they got a fancy new logo.
They do, and it's very cool. And Dan and Calvin are super cool guys. So thanks to all of our sponsors. Help them because they help us. And thank you to all of our Patreon members. If you guys want to join up, I know this video is kind of weird because it started and there's no text. I'll go in and add it later, but yeah. Maybe we'll do some Bangkok taser shots tonight. I don't know. Is there a reveal tomorrow, Chris?
I don't think so.
I don't think there is. There's a guitar that's very close. We just have to find a couple of bits for it. Yeah, so I don't think there's going to be a reveal tomorrow,
no,
but there will be a live stream on Sunday, and there will probably be a Bangkok taser shot video, which may or may not be live.
Yeah.
It might be Memorex. So yeah. So keep your eyes open for the Bangkok taser shot video.
Man, I got to be there
from the upright.
But I can't go tonight.
Well, you know what? We're gonna get you in there. Don't sweat it. So, guys, thanks for watching.
I'll go head to head with anybody on Bangkok.
I know.
Yeah.
Guys, I want you to tune into the Dylan Talks Tone show that starts in just a few minutes. I am ready to call it a night. I'm going to go blow the dust off of myself, and who knows what's going to happen after that. It could be something mellow, could be something completely ludicrous. So, Chris, have a great night.
I will.
You guys have a great night. We will see you next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great weekend. This is Matt from Texas Host reminding you that if you're so smart, start your own YouTube channel. That's what I did. Take care, everybody.